The world number one has just said something about Carlos Alcaraz that really caught my attention. And it's not what you'd expect. Jannik Sinner was present this Monday in Madrid for the prestigious Laureus Awards Gala, an event that brings together the biggest stars in international sport every year. The Italian, current world number one, attended with a relaxed and approachable attitude, despite being aware that he was not among the favorites to win an award this time. His presence, however, did not go unnoticed, and he was one of the most sought-after tennis players by the press on the red carpet. The recent Monte Carlo Masters 1000 champion took the opportunity to speak to the media, and as expected, one of the main topics was the situation of his great generational rival, Carlos Alcaraz. The Spaniard is going through a delicate moment after suffering an injury in his debut at the Conde de Godó, a situation that has raised concerns ahead of the upcoming major events on the calendar. Alcaraz appeared in Madrid with a visible brace on his right hand, making the extent of his physical problem evident. Moreover, the player himself admitted that he could not guarantee his participation in Roland Garros, a tournament that will begin in about a month and where he is defending the title he won last season. This uncertainty adds even more tension to the clay court season. In this context, Sinner did not hesitate to show his support for his rival and fellow tour player, offering words that reflect both respect and sportsmanship. Right now Carlos is going through a difficult moment, so we hope to see him back on court soon, maybe in Rome. The Italian went even further, emphasizing the importance of competing against the best. I also hope he can be at Roland Garros. When you want to win, you want to do it by beating the best in the world. These statements highlight the healthy rivalry between the two players, who are expected to define an era in world tennis. Beyond competition, Sinner made it clear that he wants to see Alcaraz fully recovered as soon as possible, both for the sake of the spectacle and for the sporting challenge of facing him in major events. The 2026 Mutua Madrid Open seems to be under a spell of misfortune. Just as the organizers were still processing the impact of Alcaraz's brace and the absence of Novak Djokovic, a new chill ran through the courts of the Caja Mágica. Jannik Sinner, the man who has dominated the start of the season with overwhelming authority, has raised alarm bells after his latest training session on the main court. What was supposed to be a routine practice alongside Argentine Thiago Tirante ended with an image no one wanted to see, the world number one complaining of a sharp pain in his left shoulder. Under the watchful eyes of his technical team, led by Simone Vagnozzi and physiotherapist Andrea Sapala, the Italian completed the session, but his discomfort while serving at the end was a clear sign that the toll of an intense start to the year may be catching up with him. La Gazzetta's warning: precaution or real danger? According to La Gazzetta dello Sport, the players' camp is trying to stay calm, assuring that the issue is minor. However, within Sinner's inner circle, they know there is no margin for error. He arrives in the Spanish capital with his engine at full capacity after winning 3 consecutive Masters 1000 titles between March and April, accumulating a competitive workload that would intimidate any athlete. The big question hanging in the air in Madrid is strategic. The Italian is not defending any points in this tournament, while in the coming weeks he must protect his final in Rome, his home event, where the emotional stakes will be extremely high. Given this scenario, the possibility of a preventive withdrawal to protect his shoulder ahead of the Foro Italico and Roland Garros is far from unthinkable. A tournament on the ropes. Sinner's withdrawal would be a devastating blow to the prestige of the Spanish tournament. The main draw, just announced, would lose its top favorite and leave the event without its 3 biggest headline stars. Sinner's medical team will monitor his shoulder in the coming hours, but the message is clear: the body of the world's best player has sent its first warning. In the coming hours, the Caja Mágica will hold its breath. If Jannik's shoulder does not respond to immediate treatment from physiotherapist Sapala, Madrid could face one of its most star-depleted editions in the last decade. The era of physical endurance may have claimed another potential victim, and the world number one is the latest name on the list of doubts. Jannik Sinner, world number one, stated this Tuesday that it is difficult to play due to certain things in Madrid, although he admitted that, without Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic in the tournament, there is a difference. The Italian is making his 4th appearance at the Caja Mágica, with a quarterfinal in 2024 as his best result, aiming to continue preparing for his main clay court goal, Roland Garros. We'll see how I feel, but the plan is to play and try to perform in the best possible way. I'll take it day by day. In my mind, the most important thing is Roland Garros. We'll try to arrive in the best possible shape. Here I'll try to play my best tennis, said Sinner to the media. In Madrid, Sinner was also able to enjoy his first days in the Spanish capital by attending the Laureus Awards Gala, where he met Alcaraz. I came here a few days ago, but I was very busy doing different things. I don't know the city very well, but I hope to have time to explore, said the Italian, focused on performing well in Madrid. I think the style of play here is unique. The pace is very high and the conditions can sometimes be humid, so it's very difficult to play here. I think playing in Madrid can be very challenging due to certain factors, like adapting depending on your opponent. I haven't played very well here before, so we'll see how it goes this year, but I'm very happy to be here, he said. When there's a good connection with the crowd, it's very special to play here. I have a good relationship with Spain and with Carlos there is a good friendship. I think people can recognize that in a positive way. I'm very excited to step onto this court and see how it goes, he added. As I said, we have a very long career ahead of us, many years of good tennis. Forcing it at this Roland Garros could harm me a lot for future tournaments, so we'll see how things go, we'll take it test by test. I prefer to come back a little later and come back well, rather than coming back too soon and coming back badly. You have to take care of yourself because a tennis career can be very long, said Alcaraz at the Laureus event. According to Boris Becker, there is a specific reason why Alcaraz gets injured more often than Sinner. It is rare to see the Italian withdraw from tournaments due to physical problems. In fact, the last time he missed a significant number of events was due to a doping suspension. Jannik is very careful with his schedule and already chose not to push himself in the week following Monte Carlo to recover properly from the effort of winning the tournament. It's true that Alcaraz gets injured more frequently than Sinner, but it's due to his style. He has a different style from Sinner. I call Sinner Djokovic 2.0, with a similar baseline game, very consistent. He also wins his matches quickly. Alcaraz often loses a set and has to play for 3 hours. That takes a toll on his body, the German explained. An important difference in sets. Although Alcaraz has improved significantly in terms of lapses in concentration, something that used to happen in almost every match a few years ago, he is still a less robotic player than Sinner. Being a more magical and unpredictable player, he also takes more risks and makes more errors, which prevents him from finishing matches as efficiently as the Italian, who is used to not dropping sets. Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz are once again at the center of attention, but this time not only because of their rivalry, but also due to the physical uncertainty surrounding both during the clay court swing. It all began in Madrid, during the Laureus Awards Gala, where Sinner surprised everyone with sincere and unusual statements on the tour. Far from being cold or purely competitive, the world number one made it clear that he wants to face the best at their best. Right now Carlos is going through a difficult moment, so we hope to see him back soon, maybe in Rome. I also hope he can be at Roland Garros. When you want to win, you want to do it by beating the best in the world. A message that reflects respect, but also sporting ambition. Meanwhile, Alcaraz's situation is worrying. The Spaniard appeared with a brace on his right hand after his injury in Barcelona, leaving his participation in Roland Garros, where he is defending champion, in doubt. The player himself admitted he does not want to rush his return. He prefers to come back at 100% rather than risk his future, making it clear that physical management will be key in his career. But the unexpected twist came from Sinner himself. During the Mutua Madrid Open, the Italian raised concerns after feeling discomfort in his left shoulder during training. Although his team describes it as minor, the context is worrying. He arrives after a heavy match load and with bigger goals ahead, such as Rome and Roland Garros. He hinted at this himself. We'll see how I feel. I'll take it day by day. In my mind, the most important thing is Roland Garros. Additionally, Sinner admitted that Madrid is a difficult tournament for him, demanding conditions, high pace, and inconsistent past results. He even acknowledged that it is difficult to play due to certain things, suggesting he is not in his ideal environment. To make matters worse, Djokovic's absence further marks a tournament full of physical uncertainties among its biggest stars. A potential withdrawal from Sinner would be a major blow to the event, already experiencing a particularly delicate edition. At the same time, voices like Becker's provide context. Alcaraz's greater physical fragility may be due to his more explosive and demanding style, while Sinner stands out for more efficient match and schedule management. In short, the tennis world is at a key moment, two young dominators, but with fitness as the big question mark. The rivalry is more alive than ever. But now it depends on more than just talent. If you want to stay up to date with everything happening with Sinner, Alcaraz, and the ATP Tour, subscribe and don't miss any analysis, breaking news, and key insights into today's tennis. Because what's coming in the next few weeks could define the entire season.